My name is Rachel Ann Arias, and this is how to set up a remote wildlife trail camera for amateurs. So the first thing you're going to need is a camera like this one that's secured in a box like this Pelican box. You can see we've cut a little hole in it so that the camera lens can poke out, and this is the sensor, which we'll talk about in a second. When you come out with your camera, you're going to need to find a location. So here at the Rosemont Preserve, I think a great location is going to be on that tree behind me, because it is right along this trail where I have seen lots of tracks and scat of different animals. I'm going to show you what I have inside the case. So inside this sturdy case, you see there's foam so that the camera doesn't jostle around. The camera itself is a Canon DSLR. You can use any type of camera. This sensor right here is attached to this part right here, where anything that walks by, it's a motion sensor. So anything that walks by will, if it's connected to a camera, trigger that camera to take a picture. I'm going to close it up. And then I'm going to use locks to attach it to the tree. Now, anytime anything walks by, the camera is going to take a photo. But we have to think about what happens if something walks by at night. So when something walks by at night, the camera's going to take a photo like usual, but there won't be enough light to get a good photo. It'll just be black. So we need to put flashes around the camera that trigger at the same time the camera takes a photo. These are flashes that you would attach to the top of the camera normally. And the reason I have two is because we want to make the photo have a little bit of depth. So now we have both of our flashes set up. I have one right up there and one right up there, and the camera is right here. That way, if something walks by kind of where you are, the flashes will come at it from two different directions. So I have the transmitter right here that I'm going to attach to the camera, but you always want to make sure you test your equipment. So if I press this, both flashes should go off, just like that. So another type of camera we have is this smaller trail cam, which does the exact same thing as the other DSLR setup that we did, but this one is smaller and more compact. It doesn't have the big flashes, so it takes black and white photos at night, but it's really handy and fast to set up, and you still get great photos. When I turn it on, it has this green screen. It tells me how much battery life is in it, and it tells me the time and date. So right now I'm gonna set it on photo, and I'm gonna go set it up on that tree. I'm also going to secure this camera with a cable lock. So as I come around this corner, I can see that the camera is pointed right at me and any animal that walks by. Last thing I need to do is secure it with a lock. And then we're all done. Two weeks later, we're here at our second location with our smaller trail cam setup. I'm kind of excited to see what we got. There's been a lot of deer running around here this morning, so let's check it out. All right. Here we go. I have to use an external device to plug it into, so let me put the SD card in here. This is a little gadget that I bought that attaches to my phone just so that I could kind of see the images. All right, so look at this. This is a nice picture of a little deer coming through. Looks like the camera's triggering nicely. We don't have any wind photos or whoa, look at that. Look, here's the bear. Looking right at the camera. After seeing those awesome photos, I was excited to see what I might get on my other camera setup. On my way there, I saw this deer. It's super cool to see an animal like this deer in person, but even if you don't, look for some tracks or scat they left behind. It might give you a clue as to what animals your camera might capture at that location. So, along this trail I see many different signs of animals. You could see these little indentations right here are especially deep for any type of track, which is essentially a footprint for animals. Because of these deep imprints, something else happened besides an animal just walking by. Really excited about this. Let's see what we got. Look at that coyote. Wow. Beautiful picture of the coyote.